It was a quiet evening. The forest was still. There was a narrow path made of soft dirt. The path did not go anywhere special. It simply continued forward. A person was walking slowly. There was no rush. Each step was calm and even. The air felt cool, not cold, just cool enough to be comfortable. The trees were tall. They did not move much. Their leaves were dark and heavy. Some leaves rested on the ground. They were dry. They made no sound. The person continued walking, step by step. Nothing unusual happened. The sky was dark, not completely black, just dark enough to hide the details. There were no animals nearby, no sounds, no surprises. The path stayed the same. The forest stayed the same. Everything stayed calm. Breathing was slow, steady, natural. Each step felt lighter. Each moment felt longer. There was nothing to think about, nothing to decide, nothing to remember. The walk continued, quietly, slowly, and the forest remained still. The walking continued. The path stayed narrow. It did not change. It remained soft underfoot. Each step was slow, even, predictable. The person breathed in, then breathed out. The rhythm stayed the same. The sound of breathing was quiet, almost unnoticeable, calm and steady. The forest did not respond. It remained silent, still. The air moved slightly, just enough to be felt, not enough to be heard. The trees stood where they were. They did not lean. They did not sway. The ground looked the same, dark, flat, ordinary. Another step was taken, then another. Nothing followed. Time passed slowly, without markers, without reason. The path continued forward. It did not invite, it did not warn. The person did not think. There was nothing to think about. No memories, no plans. Breathing stayed calm, steady, unchanged. The silence felt familiar, comfortable, empty. The walk went on, at the same pace, without interruption, and the forest stayed exactly the same. The walking did not stop. The path remained the same. It stayed narrow. It stayed quiet. Each step followed the one before it, slow, unhurried. Breathing continued, in, out, in, out. Nothing interrupted the rhythm. The air felt the same as before, cool, neutral, unremarkable. The forest held its shape. Trees stood still. Leaves stayed where they were. No sounds appeared. No movements followed. The ground felt familiar underfoot, soft, even, predictable. Another step happened, then another, then another. Time moved without notice, without meaning, without urgency. The path showed no signs, no turns, no markers. The person remained calm. Breathing stayed steady. Thoughts did not arrive. Silence filled the space. It did not change. It did not react. The walk continued, exactly as before, slow and quiet. The walking continued without everything stayed the same. The path remained narrow. It stayed soft. It stayed quiet. Each step followed the same rhythm, slow, even, unhurried. Breathing moved in and out, calm, steady, unbroken. Nothing interrupted the pace. Nothing required attention. The forest looked the same as before. Trees stood still. Shadows rested quietly between them. The air felt consistent, neither warmer nor cooler, simply present. Another step was taken, then another, then another. The ground felt familiar, flat, predictable, unremarkable. There were no sounds nearby, no distant movement, no sudden changes. Silence remained complete. It filled the space gently, without effort. The person continued forward, not toward anything, not away from anything. Time passed quietly, without markers, without meaning. Breathing stayed slow. In, out, in, out. The rhythm did not shift. It stayed constant, reliable. The path did not widen. It did not narrow further. It stayed the same. The forest remained still. Leaves did not move. Branches did not sway. Another step happened. Then another. Thoughts did not arrive. Nothing. There was nothing to think about. Nothing to remember. The walk continued. Calmly, evenly. The air felt smooth against the skin, neutral, undisturbing. The ground supported each step, without resistance, without softness. Silence remained unchanged, comfortable, empty. The forest did not respond. It did not react. It simply existed. Breathing continued naturally. Slow, steady. Each moment felt the same as the last. No difference, no variation. Another step, then another, then another. Time continued moving, without urgency, without purpose. The path stayed visible, clear, ordinary. There were no signs, no markers, no directions. The person did not pause, did not hurry, did not stop. Breathing stayed calm. In, out, in, out. The rhythm remained unbroken, consistent, familiar. The forest looked unchanged, dark, still, quiet. The ground felt even, predictable, reliable. Another step was taken, then another. Nothing changed. Silence filled the space again, as it always had, as it always would. The walk continued, exactly the same, slow and quiet, and everything remained as it was.